Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Saṃskṛtam Dayanandam Paramarthasvarupinam Tattvajnana Prashastaram Pranatosmi Param Padam Vagarthaviva Sampraktau Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwaro Enakshara Samamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vagyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavakai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I will continue with the Kritya. Sumataji has problem in login problem. Just a minute. Yes. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, Jiya.
Yes.
There's some internet disruption. So the to come. So I was saying Krit Pratyayas are added generally in the sense of Kartari, denoting Karta. Are added generally in the sense of karta, means denoting the karta. Kartarikrit, that is the utsarga. That's a general rule. Kartarikrit. There are apavadas to that, like tak tavatu. They are krit pratyas, but they are added in the sense of bhava and karma. Karma is denoting karma. Bhava is bhave prayoga or bhavartha. Ta and tavatu pratyaya. It is not strictly also an exception to the krit, the previous one, that is in the sense of karta, because we have seen akarmaka dhatu can denote karta also, like ramaha gataha, akarmaka dhatu, gatyarthaka dhatu. So generally, ta and tavatu pratyaya also, bhava and karmana, bhava and karma. And among the krit pratyas, we have kritya pratyas, kritya pratyas. Let me rewrite this. Among the krit pratyas, the kritya pratyas, the kritya pratyas which are seven in number, kritya pratyas are added in the sense of bhava and karma. Bhava and karma. So what are those kritya pratyas we have seen? These are the kritya pratyaha. These are the seven kritya pratyas. And among these seven kritya pratyas we have seen tavyat and tavya, they have got the samana rupam. Samana rupam means they have the same form, content after removing the anubandha. Similarly, yat, nyat, and kyap. So let me put this kyap also before. So kyap also. So nyat, yat, nyat, and kyap. These three pratyas also have got the samana rupam. That is, their content is same. So these three whose content are same. Similarly, tavya and tavyat. The tavyat is only for swarartha. The takara is only for swarartha. Therefore, we don't need to consider that. Tavya alone we can take. So tavya, separate one, and aniyar and kelimar. Those are of different content. Therefore, they are not apavada to each other. They are not apavada. Tavya, aniya, and kelimar. They are not apavada. Whereas these three pratyas, they are apavada to each other. Therefore, only there are rules. Many rules are there. Some dhatus will take yet. Some dhatus which are supposed to take yet may take in yet. Some dhatus which are supposed to take in yet may take kyap. So like that, there are apavadas for some dhatus. Therefore, yet, nyat, and kyap cannot be added to all the dhatus. Only one among these three only can be added. Whereas tavya can be added to any dhatu, aniya can be added to any dhatu, and kelimar also. But kelimar also we don't see many forms. Many forms can be, we can add and get forms, but we don't see. because it is not that much seen in the language. Only some Shishta Prayogas are there. And Kashika Kara, they say it is in the Karma Kattari, Kelimar Pratyaya is added. So it is also not important. That is why that is also highlighted, not required. Highlighted means not required. So other pratyas are important. So Tavya, Aniya can be added to all the dhatus, whereas Yatan, Yatan cannot be added to all the dhatus. Therefore, that there are roots are there. This is point number 2. This is number 1. Point number 1. I'm just making it as a series of points so that we can understand. This is point number 1. Krit pratyas can be added to any dhatu. Among them, the Kritya pratyas are added in the sense of bhava and karma. All these things we have seen. So since Tavya, Karaniya, Tavya, Aniya can be added to all, some examples are given. Okay. And in what sense this Kritya pratyaya is added? This bhava and karma is okay. But this, what meaning? What meaning it gives? Praisha, Atisarga, Praptakala. This is a sutra. In fact, Praisha, Atisarga, Praptakaleshu. The sutra is there. Praisha is Preshanam or Vidihi, order or direction, directing someone to do something. That's called Praisha. Atisarga, giving permission to do as someone likes. Praptakala, appropriate time to do something in those sense. And also Arhate, Shakyarte, is Shakyarte. Shakyarte is are used. Then number 4, the rules which are the main rules. The main rules related to adding this Kritya pratyas. In fact, okay, let me write like this. This Yat pratyaya can be added to Ajanta dhatu. Yat pratyaya can be added to only Ajanta dhatu. Dhatu ending with vowels. We have seen that, many examples. And exception to that is the following dhatus, which are not Ajanta, that also will take Yat pratyaya. These dhatus, Tak, Shas, Chat, Yat, and Jan. These are not Ajanta, these are Halanta. So this Ajanta means after removing the Anubandha. After removing the Anubandha, the content, if it ends with Aj, then you can add Yat pratyaya. But these are Halanta. These also will take Yat pratyaya. Why it is exception? Because it's going to come if the dhatus ending with Rikara ending dhatu and Halanta ending dhatu will take Nyat pratyaya. So Rikara is a part of Aj. Therefore, Rikaranta dhatu taking Nyat pratyaya is Apavada to number 4. That is the dhatu, Ajanta dhatu taking Yat. Similarly, Halanta dhatu taking Nyat, for which the exception is, this is the exception number 5. That is Tak, Shas, Chat, all these dhatus will take Yat pratyaya. This is how they are connected. Right? Understand this? This all these things we have seen. It's not something new, just revising quickly what we have seen. Is it clear? Then
Yes, Jiya.
Handhat, all these are specific dhatu. So when you add the Kritya pratyas, you need to remember this rule. Otherwise, general rule apply. We will do some examples also. Many examples we'll do. Handhatu. Handhatu, Halanta dhatu. It must take Nyat pratyaya. Okay, so let me write like this. Vivarnanat. This point. This point, I can place it, just rearranging so that we clear. After 4, That is, yat pratyaya can be added to ajanta dhatu. After this, let me add this so that it will be clear. This is Ruvarnanta dhatu and halanta dhatu taking nyat pratyaya. Now, exception. All these are exceptions. Number 6 is exception. And number 7, handhatu, which is a halanta dhatu. Supposed to take nyat pratyaya, but it will take yat pratyaya, and also han will be replaced by vad. The han, which is anekal, the whole an, the dhatu will be replaced by vad. This is also exception. So if we write exception 1 and 2, 3, 4, it will go a lot. So all these are exceptions. So let the topic be here. Exceptions. So I have removed this exception 1, 2, and all, not required. Just mentioning rest 6, that is enough. All these are exceptions. Then the next one, Pavarganta dhatu. Pavarga is halanta. But what happens? Pavarganta dhatu, having akara as its upada, the penultimate, that will take what pratyaya? That will take yat pratyaya. Pavarganta is halanta. It's supposed to take yat pratyaya. Therefore, it will. Therefore, since upada, if upada is akara, it will take yat pratyaya. Therefore, this is apavada, exceptions. I'm not writing what is what exception, that we can easily understand. By seeing the example, we can understand what exception is. That is why generally I'm writing these are the exceptions. Exceptions list is a huge list. Many things will come. The next one is also I'm removing. If I start writing the exception 1, 2, 3, it will go along the long list. So that's for removing that. Shak dhatu and sak dhatu, which are halanta, supposed to take nyat, but it will take yat pratyaya. Therefore, shakya sakhya iti. Then number 10, the dhatus gad, mad, char, and yam. These are halanta dhatu, supposed to take nyat, but it will take yat pratyaya when condition is there, when it is not associated with any upasarga. No upasarga, then only it will take yat pratyaya. Otherwise, it will take nyat pratyaya. Here, yam is that is important to be noted. Yam is pavarganta dhatu, preceded by the upada akara. Therefore, what will happen? We saw pavarganta dhatu. What pratyaya it will take? Pavarganta dhatu.
Yat
pratyaya.
Yat pratyaya. Then why is giving again? So this is a niyamanam. That is pavarganta dhatu. This yam dhatu will take yat only. With upasarga or without upasarga, it will take only yat pratyaya. Therefore, this is apavada to the general sutra yat. I'm not writing, but you have to understand. Yam is an apavada to it, since this part, that is yam taking yat pratyaya, is already covered in point number 8, already covered. Then why it is specified? Why it is specified? Because it is apavada to nyat. Here also upasarga not there. So why should we, in this should be specified yam also, yam will take nyat. So it is niyamana. That is for the point number 8, it is niyamana. Okay, I'm not entering the sutra. Sutra is poho at upadat. For that is Sutra 3198. What is this yet? Yet is the Niyamana Sutra. That is this yam without upasarga. Upasarga alone. Sorry. Without upasarga alone will take yat pratyaya. With upasarga, it will take nyat pratyaya. With upasarga, it will take nyat pratyaya. Therefore, it will be an apavada to, I said it wrongly, I'm correcting it. Without upasarga, yam dhatu will take yat pratyaya. It is same as the point number 8. With upasarga, what will happen? With upasarga, it will take nyat. It is in line with nyat. With upasarga, yam dhatu will take yat. Okay, better I will write it so that confusion can come. Oh yes, I have written here. Okay, I said it wrongly, but I have written here. You can see the mentioning of yam dhatu is only niyamanarthe. It's only niyamanarthe. That is, I'm moving this. This part is not required. That is yam dhatu without upasarga alone with yat pratyaya. Then if it is with upasarga, it will take yat pratyaya, falling into the main rule. That is halanta dhatu yam, which will take yat pratyaya. Okay. So I have written here, so you can see that. Then the next point is after 10, number 11. Let me remove this exception. Vadadatu nipatanam. Nipatanam is the ready-made forms to make this word avadya. That is in this meaning. Vadadatu nanj, and then the nanj form, nanj plus vad, nanj means negative. It will take yat pratyaya. Avadyam iti. In other meanings, it will take nyat or kyap. Similarly, pandatu. Okay, this is point number 11. It has got 3 things. Vadadatu, pandatu, that we have seen. Pandatu also will take yat pratyaya in vyavahararthe. In stutyarthe, it will take nyat pratyaya. So in which meaning you use, that you have to see. Then vrindatu, that is also nipatanam. Up to this we have seen. Up to this we have seen. This is something extra that we will see. These are extra rules. They are connected rules. Some more rules will come. So we can write here it is rules related to krityas. Not only krityas, these are the rules generally general rules applied in any context. This part I'm removing this. Not required here. One minute. Sorry, this goes back and forth. Something happened. What I typed, that's gone. Yeah. Okay. Now, the rules related to kritya. Akara and the dhatu will take it adesha. Then yat pratyaya follows. This important. You will see it applying in many places because many akaranta dhatus are there. Some dhatus which are not akaranta but agenta dhatu, that will take at adesha by this rule. So then it become akaranta dhatu. Example, dhyai dhatu. That's an example. Many examples, dhyai, gai, mlai, all those dhatus which are not akaranta, but agenta dhatu will take at adesha when followed by ashiti pratyaya. By that rule, it will take akaranta. Once it becomes akaranta dhatu when followed by yat pratyaya. Yat here specifically, yat means this is only pratyaya yat. When yat pratyaya follows, it will take ikara adesha. So therefore you have da become deya. Deya means that should be given. Peya, that should be drunk. Shraddhaya deyam, ashraddhaya adeyam. So deyam. Similarly, gai dhatu, if you take geyam, geyam gita nama sahasram. In Bhajagovindam it comes, gai becomes ga becomes You can write that also as an example. Gai dhatu. Gai dhatu taking it pratyaya. This will become ga. Akaranta dhatu becomes ki. Takes guna because ardha dhatu ka pratyaya, it is not a kitaringit pratyaya because angakarya, it will become ge. Tasya becomes geya. Then other already I have done. Okay, already it is here. Okay, I didn't see that. Sta becomes steya, nya becomes nyeya. All those forms we have seen. Now, the rules related to krityas, I will write 1, 2, 3 here. And the rules and the important rules, utsarga exception, I will write here. So you have to connect both to understand. For the rules related to the kritya karya, if we can make the change, kritya karyas, you can refer these rules. The main rules related to krit, I will write here. Now we will continue. We'll continue from where we left in the last class. That is point number 12. It's going to be exception. Actually, number also have to change. Anyway, it's okay. Doesn't matter. I will do it later. Now, up to this, we have seen in the last class. Now, the next one. You can tell me vakhdatu. Vakhdatu, what pratyaya it will take? We are talking about only yat, nyat, arkyat. Okay, we are not talking about tavya, aniya. Because all the dhatus can take, any dhatus can take tavya, aniya. Therefore, no problem in that. Yes.
Nyat pratyaya.
Suppose to take nyat, yes. In general, this vakdhatu will take nyat pratyaya. But here, there is a specific thing, that is vakdhatu. Vakdhatu takes the nipatanam. This is also nipatanam. When I say nipatanam means, you understand, the word is mentioned in the sutra itself. In the Ashtadhyayi, the word is mentioned. The word, the shabda is mentioned. As for deriving the shabda, the rules are not given. Because he mentions, therefore, that word is sadhu shabda. It is a sadhu shabda. It is there in the language. We have to understand. That's why it's called ready-made, readily given. Those words are readily given by Panini Maharishi. It doesn't say that they are derivable. Because to derive it, he has to say, he has to write some sutras, 4, 5 sutras he has to write. So that to avoid that, he uses those shabda to indicate those are sadhu shabda. Those are called nipatanam. So vakdhatu takes nipatanam of yat pratyaya. Vak is halanta dhatu supposed to take nyat, but it will take yat pratyaya. How do we know from the word? What is the word? I am going to type it. You can see. Vakdhatu takes nipatana of yat pratyaya in the sense of, that is also important, in the sense of karana. Karana is karanarte. The sense of karana, that means to give the word. What is the word? Vakhyam. To give the word vakhyam. There is a word vakhyam. Panini Maharishi uses the word vakhyam, where this is additional reference, may be useful later when we see sutra. We will see that vakhyam karanam. This is a sutra. Vakhyam karanam. One sutra for this 31102. It is there. Vakhyam karanam. This is called nipatana. Vakhyam derived the vakdhatu. Vakdhatu, halanta dhatu supposed to take nyat. If you take nyat, you will not get vakhyam. What you will get? You get vakhyam. but vakyam is used, the sutra itself. Therefore, this is nipatana. And what sense? So since it is used yat pratyaya, therefore, since it is not vakyam, it is vakyam, therefore we can infer it is yat pratyaya, and also karanam is that. It means karanarthe. In the sense of karana, that means, like this example, vahati. Vahatu means to carry. To carry. So vahati anena iti vakyam. That is shakatam, etc. Vahati anena iti, that by which something is pulled, something is carried. It could be shakatam, right? It could be rata. So vahati anena iti vakyam. It can mean anything that which is the means of carrying. Could be a train also, relayanam, basayanam, any yanam, anything you can say. So the mean, but it should be a means by which something is carried. It could be a boat also. In that meaning only, vakdhatu will take yat pratyaya. Other meaning, it will take nyat. This is a very specifically given for this karanartha. Okay, so therefore, I'm giving the vyutpatti is vahati. So vak plus yat will become vakhya. Vyutpatti, how it the word comes. That's called vyutpatti. Vyutpatti. Vyutpattihi. Vagati anena iti is equal to shakatam. So this is one. This is also an exception. Really speaking, this is also an exception and a very specific thing. Karanartha. Then, like that, many other that just summarize. So you can just note down all these things. We are not going to use all those everything now, but I just as a whole, the kritya is I'm summarizing. The whole kritya will be summarized. So it will be a good reference. So whenever you want, you can see this. Number 13. 13 is there is a word. There is a word. Arya. Arya is the word is there. Can you guess from which dhatu the word Arya would have been derived? Guess. From which dhatu? And pratyaya you can guess. There will not be difficulty in guessing the pratyaya.
Maybe ru.
Rikara.
Ru.
Rakara. What's the pratyaya? Pratyaya is yat pratyaya, right?
Yat pratyaya. Yeah.
So ru plus yat. What will happen? Ru will undergo guna. Arya. The form is Arya. Right? Arya is a form. So therefore, this Arya is also nipatitam by Panaya Maharishi. Arya is nipatita. Nipatita by Panaya Maharishi. That we will know from a particular sutra. And the word, it is in the meaning of, that is important. Arya, in the meaning of Swami. Swami is the master. Swami or Vaishya. The word Arya is Nipatita in the meaning of Swami and Vaishya. Derived from the dhatu. It's not derived, it is Nipatita. So we can infer from the dhatu. So let me Vaishya from the okay, derived from the dhatu. Derived from the dhatu. Rudhatu. Ru means, what is the meaning of Rudhatu? Ru Gatau. Ru means, you can see Dhatu Kosha. Ru is Gatau. Gatyartaka Dhatu Ru. From that, we get the word Arya. This is specifically in the meaning of Swami and Vaishya. Aryaha. Swami. Vaishya Yogo. Sutra is that for this. 31103. These are not important. Just we can note earlier. Okay. The next one. Number 14. 14 is this Krit Pratyaya. Krit Pratyaya, let me take one example and explain. Lu Dhatu. Which Pratyaya it will take? Lu. Lu means to cut. Lunati.
Must
Lunati.
take yet.
Yat pratyaya.
It will must take yet Pratyaya, right? But it will, okay, don't write this. Lu Dhatu will suppose to take yet Pratyaya. Yes. Lu is ninth gana, Lunati. Lunitaha Lunanti. But in the sense of avashyaka arte, that is in the sense of that something should be done, necessarily something should be done. In that sense, it must take nyat pratyaya, not yat pratyaya. So lu plus nyat, what is the form you get? Lu plus, what will happen to lu? Ukara. It will become?
O vriddhi will come.
Au.
Yes. Au, it will become?
Au.
Au.
It will be.
Yes. Au plus, yeah. Then after that?
Yeah.
Lavya.
Very good. Labhya. What we have seen that Vanto E Pratyaya. Remember? Akaranta followed by Ekaradi Pratyaya. Kim Bhavati. It will be that O will be replaced by O. O will be replaced by A. We can see the Sandhi chart. Do you remember the rule?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, last class
Avoid,
also we said.
Last
Last
class also
class
we saw.
also you said. Yeah.
So
avoid the
Labhya. Yes. Labhya. Lab, what is the meaning of Labhya? That which must be cut. That is the meaning. Labhya. Avashyakarte. That must be cut. That must be cut. That is the meaning. Labhya. So, lu pratyaya, it is ajanta dhatu. Sorry, not lu pratyaya. Lu dhatu. Yat pratyaya is added. Lu is ajanta dhatu. Supposed to take yat pratyaya, but in the avashyakarte, in the sense of avashyaka, it must take nyat pratyaya. This is a rule. So therefore, let me put it in the words. This is only for uvarnanta dhatu, not for any dhatu. Uvarnanta. That is why I take the example of lu. Ukara. Ukaranta. Ukara means ukara or ukara. Anything. Uvarnanta dhatu. Dhatus should take what pratyaya? Yat pratyaya. I think I should have written like this for everywhere so that you can see the exception clearly instead of nyat. Maybe I will write it later within bracket instead of that so that you can see the exception clearly. I will redo it later. Uvarnanta dhatu should take yat pratyaya instead of nyat. It means apavada. Instead of, sorry, I wrote it other way. It must take nyat pratyaya instead of nyat. Uvarnanta dhatu must take nyat pratyaya instead of yat. In the sense of, only in the sense of avashyaka. Avashyaka means that is something which necessarily must be done. In that sense, that's called avashyaka. Then bracket, I will write this sutra. Oho avashyake sutra. O avashyake. Oho is ukara. Anyway, sutra, I'm just reading for my reference. I will explain that later when we read. Oho avashyake. So therefore, you get the form. Lu becomes lavya. Okay, this is one example. Then in okay, in avashyakarte Lu will take. In this is avashyakarte. Avashyakarte. If it is non-avashyakarte, then what it will take? In other
Yat.
sense.
Yat pratyaya.
In other sense, Lu will take yat pratyaya. So Lu plus it will take yat pratyaya. So what will happen? Lu will become, it will become low. So then it will become lavya, not lavya. It becomes lavya. There's a difference. In other sense means opposite sense. Anavashyakarte, non-avashyakarte. It becomes lavya. Okay. Then number 15. Number 15. First I will write the example and then go to the main rule. Sudhatu. What pratyaya it will take? Sudhatu.
Yat pratyaya.
Supposed to take yat pratyaya, right? Sudhatu. Sudhatu.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, that's Su. That is fifth gana only. Sunoti. That same Sudhatu. What is the meaning? Swadi gana first dhatu. Su is first dhatu of the fifth gana, which we have seen very elaborately. Aupadeshika dhatu is shu. Murdanya shakara. Shu. It is in the sense of abhishave, right? Shunj dhatu. To distill, to bathe. That's about meaning itself. Abhishave. You have seen abhisheka and all. The word comes from this dhatu su. That dhatu we are talking about. Su dhatu. Okay. What pratyaya it will take? It will take yat pratyaya. By the rule, what we know, ajanta dhatu will take yat pratyaya. Now, this dhatu, if it has the upasarga, ang upasarga. If it has upasarga, ang upasarga, then it will not take yat, it will take nyat. It will not take yat, it will take nyat. So, sudhatu, which generally take yat by the sutra, by the rule, ajanta dhatu taking yat by that. If it has upasarga, specific upasarga, ang, here it's specific upasarga, ang upasarga is there, then it will take nyat. Now, if it takes nyat, then what will happen? Kimbhavati, a plus, what will happen to su? So will become so.
So.
So plus here. What will the form then? Asavya.
Yeah.
Au plus here. Au, here au will become au. So asavya. The form will be asavya. Similarly, the another dhatu, yu dhatu, yu is also ajanta. Yu dhatu ajanta supposed to take yat, but it will take nyat pratyaya. It will take nyat pratyaya. All these are exception to yat pratyaya. Going to see some some dhatus ajanta as well as alanta, and we are going to see some exception. So yu dhatu, next one is yu dhatu. Yu dhatu halanta dhatu supposed to take yat, but it will take nyat pratyaya. By that you get yav plus yat. The form would be yavya. Similarly, the other rap dhatu and lap dhatu.
Changing low plus net.
Yo plus, sorry, yeah, nyat. Yeah, yeah. Then rap dhatu and lap dhatu. What pratyaya it will take? Rap dhatu. We have seen.
Por padatha yat it will take.
It is supposed to take yat pratyaya. That is, pavarganta dhatu having akara as its upada will take yat, but it will take nyat. This is apavada. Apavada to yat. Alanta will take nyat is utsarga. For that, apavada is pakaranta dhatu preceded by short vowel will take yat is apavada. Apavada to that is here. It will take again back to the falling to the main basket. It will take nyat pratyaya. Similarly, lap also will take nyat pratyaya. Right? Similarly, another one, trap also, trap dhatu. Trap means lajjayam. So that also will take vap dhatu also. Vap dhatu. All these are dhatus you can see ending with the pavarga letter. Vap is this bija santane to sow, that is vap. So vap will take nyat pratyaya. The form would be vap, vapya. The form is vapya. Similarly, rap plus nyat will become rapya. Lap plus nyat will become lapya. Trap plus nyat will become, it is trap, yeah, trap will become trapya. Right? So then next one. Next one is this cham dhatu. Cham is dhatu. Cham is a dhatu. So cham dhatu will take what pratyaya? It is pavarganta dhatu preceded by akara. Suppose to take it is
Yet
nyat
only.
pratyaya.
Yeah.
But here it will take nyat pratyaya. If it is okay, it will take nyat pratyaya. So it will become chamya. That is with ang upasarga we have cham plus nyat. We have achamya. The word achamanam comes from this dhatu only, cham dhatu. Cham dhatu will take nyat pratyaya. Okay, that which is sipped, that's called achamya. Achamanam is a process of sipping the water. Achyutaya namaha, anantaya namaha, govindaya namaha, we say it's called achamanam, cham dhatu. Cham means to sip.
Chamya, achamya.
Yes, sorry, achamya, not achamya. 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 So it becomes achamya. Yes. Upasarga with achamya. So chamya. Tam upasarga achamya. Right. So these are some of the dhatus where you see the nyat pratyaya is added. So now the point is here, it will write, that is ang purvaka, this su dhatu. Ang purvaka su dhatu. Su is a dhatu. You can understand ang purvaka su dhatu. Then yu dhatu. Then vap dhatu, rap dhatu, lap dhatu, and trap dhatu. And cham dhatu. And cham dhatu. This will take This will take nyat pratyaya. Okay, for this, these are the examples. Okay. Then, fine. This is done. Okay, then Pach dhatu, what pratyaya it will take? Pach dhatu,
Nyat.
Pach dhatu halanta, it will take nyat pratyaya. So what will be the form? Pach will become
Pa.
Pach.
It will,
Pach.
Shakara will become Kakara.
Pakya.
Pakya. We
First-
did this last class.
We did this.
Yeah, one Kutva Vidhi you added, third Vidhi.
Okay, very good. So that is Kutta Vidhi. Is it there here? Not there. Okay. So you can note that Kutta Vidhi also, I will mention it here. That Kutta Vidhi, that is Kavarga letter. That is this Chakara and Jakara. And write that. Chakara and Jakara. Chakara and Jakara will be
Replaced by
Replaced.
Kavarga.
replaced by a corresponding Kavarga. Corresponding Kavarga letter. Kavarga letter. So which is replacing Kavarga letter means that is what is the corresponding Kavarga letter? Kakara and Dakara. Right? Corresponding Kavarga. When does it happen? When a git pratyaya. When a git pratyaya or nyat pratyaya follows. When a git or nyat pratyaya follows. This happens. So for this patch, we can copy paste that. So patch plus nyat will become patch, then becomes pakya. The form is pakya. Okay. Similarly, another example: rich plus rich dhatu. What pratyaya it will take? Rich dhatu. Rich dhatu will take, being alanta, it must take nyat pratyaya, right? So just a minute. Rich dhatu. Do you hear some noise here? UPS noise?
Yes,
Clock,
dear, little.
yes, clock ticking.
Tick, tick, tick. Yes, yes. This is a UPS problem. The connection is not proper. Is it okay to hear the noise? Is it too much?
That's okay, Ji. No, that's
It's
okay.
okay, Shan.
No problem.
I switched up and switched on, but not. Let's see what happened. Okay. If it is not too disturbing, it's okay. If it's disturbing, I will. That is something. Shall I continue? It's okay, right?
Yes, Ji, no
Yes,
problem.
Shan. Yes.
Okay, Ji.
So rich plus nyat. So as another dhatu, rich dhatu. Just an example to show where this uttam happens. So rich plus nyat, what will happen to here?
Vriddhi, so Rai, it will become.
It will not become vriddhi.
Great.
Upada is only E, short E. It will not become vriddhi. Re. Re
Okay.
plus
Guna.
guna happens. Rech plus here becomes. Now we can apply this rule. Chavarga letter when followed by nyat pratyaya. This is very specifically nyat pratyaya. So what will happen? Becomes kakara. Rekya. The form is rekya. What is the meaning of rekya? That which must be emptied. That's the meaning. Emptied. That's called. That's rekya. Okay. So we know the sutra Chogoku. That is not applied here. Chogoku is in Tripadi section. Comes later. So therefore, this is before that. This is applied. This is very specifically for Nyat Pratyaya. When Nyat Pratyaya comes for the Dhatu, Chakara, Jakara, you have to remember this rule. This is related rules, some of the rules which you will be applying in the context of this Kritya. Chajoho, ku, Chajoho, ku,
Ginyatuho.
yeah. Keyboard is not functioning. We have many pratibandhas. 7352. Chajoho ku jinyato. Laptop is problem. Keyboard is another problem. Okay. Now, this is one thing. Then, okay. This is something connected to this, even though it is not the Kritya, but still, I will say this for this rule. It's not connected to Kritya, just as a connected to Kritya, that Yat Pratyaya is there, but to distinguish from this rule, the Chakara and Jakara replaced by Kavarga letter, to distinguish this. Shuch plus what Pratyaya it will take? Shuch, Dhatu. We know Ashocyan, Jashochati, that this is a Dhatu, Shuch Dhatu. Very famous Dhatu, we know. So, what will happen to this Shuch Dhatu?
Will take Nyat.
Shuch Dhatu supposed to take Nyat. It is supposed to take Nyat, Shuch Dhatu, but it will take Yat Pratyaya. It will take, sorry, it will take Nyat Pratyaya, not Yat Pratyaya. It will take Nyat only, okay? Shuch plus Nyat, fine. As I said, this is not Kritya, this is something connected to this Kutva Vidhi. Shuch plus Nyat, what will be the form?
Shochya.
Shu becomes Sho. Upada, Guna happens. Shoch plus, yeah. Why don't you apply here Kutva Vidhi? Because Nyat follows and Chakara is there. So Chakara is there. You can apply. Don't have, here it is, this doesn't happen. That Chakara, this Shuch Dhatu, it doesn't become Shokya, it becomes Shochya. It becomes Shochya. We know this Shochya, we have seen this word Shochya, Ashochya and all, right? So here the rule is, I will write the form and then explain. Shochya will be the form. Why it is? Because the dhatus, this dhatu is a anit dhatu. This dhatu is a anit dhatu. So dhatus which are anit, dhatus which are okay, I should have said some before this thing example anyway. So dhatus which are anit dhatu, when a nishta pratyaya follows, dhatus which are anit. Nishtayam anitaha. That is this condition. This condition is for this rule. What I'm going to say, this is a condition for this. That is, when a nishta pratyaya follows, when a nishta pratyaya which is anit follows, then what happens? That alone will take kutvam. That alone will take kutvam. That is, for example, we'll come to this shuch example later. This garj example you take. Garj dhatu. Garj dhatu. Garj dhatu is a anit. Is a anit dhatu. So that is a anit dhatu. With respect to the nishta pratyaya, then it will take kutvam. It will take kutvam. So if it is a set dhatu, if it is a this garj dhatu, which is a anit dhatu, will take when nishta pratyaya follows. When nishta pratyaya follows, nishtayam anitaha. Nishtayam anitaha. 1 minute. Let me write this properly. This garj dhatu plus, suppose to take nyat pratyaya, it will take nyat. You get the form. Garj is there, becomes garjyam. Here also the jakara. Jakara doesn't become gakara. Similarly, here also the chakara doesn't become chakara. These are the counter examples. These are the counter example. The counter example, before saying this counter example, I should say the utsarga. That general example, I will say with another dhatu. Kuj dhatu. Kuj dhatu plus nyat. See, all these things are written in a zigzag way. So while typing, I try to summarize it. So you have to excuse this. Kuj dhatu you take. Kuj plus nyat. Kuj plus nyat. Kuj dhatu, it is a halanta dhatu. We'll take nyat pratyaya. So can you apply this rule, kutva rule? Jakara replaced by gakara because nyat pratyaya follows. Can we do that? No, we cannot do it. It will become kuj will become kujya only. Why? Because the rule says here kavarganta, the kavargadi dhatu. For kavargadi dhatu, the kutva vidhi cannot be applied. For kavargadi dhatu, kavargadi means dhatus beginning with kavarga letter. Dhatu beginning with kavarga letter. Dhatu beginning with kavarga letter will not undergo kutvam. Kavargadi dhatus will not undergo kutvam. So for that, this example, kuj plus nyat will become kujya. That is this is example. For that only we have this counter example. Garj dhatu we will see later. I'll explain that later. For that, this dhatu, shuch dhatu, which is not kavargadi. Which is not kavargadi. It is not kavargadi, but therefore it must take kutvam. But this also will not take kutvam. Shuch dhatu also will not take kutvam. Why? Because dhatus which are anit pratyaya, anit with respect to nishta pratyaya, that alone will take kutvam. That is known by a related rule, that is vartika. That is, it says dhatus which are anit. dhatus which are anit with respect to nishta pratyaya. Nishta pratyas alone will take kutvam. This is by a vartika. So that's why this vartika, that's why this confusion is. So this is a kavargari dhatu will not take kutvam is a rule. Na kvadeghe. One sutra is that. Na kvadeghe. By that sutra, this kutvam is negated. Kutvam ordained by the previous one. The kuttam ordained by the previous rule. That is rule number 2. This is this rule. That is negated by this rule. Kavargadi dhatu will not undergo kuttam. So let me write this as number 3. Kavargadi dhatu will not undergo kuttam. So even though jakara is there and chakara is there, here in this case example kuj dhatu, it is jakara, it will not undergo kuttam. Why? Because this dhatu is beginning with kavarga letter. So dhatu beginning with kavarga letter will not undergo kuttam. Therefore, kuj plus nyat, we get kujyam. Now for this there is a vartika, additional thing, that is dhatus which are anit with respect to nishta pratyaya, that alone will take kutvam. Dhatus which are anit. Shuch dhatu is a anit dhatu with respect to nishta pratyaya. Sorry, shuch dhatu is a set dhatu, not anit dhatu. It's a set dhatu. It is a set dhatu, shuch dhatu, with respect to nishta pratyaya. Shochita, the form would be. Shuch dhatu is a set dhatu with respect to nishta pratyaya. Nishta is taktavatu pratyaya. Shochita, shochitavan iti. So, which are anit with respect to nishta pratyaya, that alone will take kuttam. Here, shuch dhatu is a set dhatu. Therefore, set dhatu with respect to nishta pratyaya. You have to know the indirect condition. Shuch dhatu is not a anit dhatu with respect to nishta pratyaya. Therefore, it will not take kuttam. Opposite way. You have to understand this is a bit confusing. The rule is dhatus which are anit. How do you know it as anit? Not just by the dhatu kosha. For that, the rules are there. When nishta pratyaya follows, some dhatus may take itagama. Some may not take itagama. So with respect to nishta pratyaya, with respect to indirectly tak tavatu pratyaya, when tak tavatu pratyaya follows, when the dhatus do not take itagama, it means even though they are set dhatu, it will not take itagama when nishta pratyaya follows. Those dhatus only will take kutvam. Those dhatus only will take kutvam. Here, shuch dhatu is what dhatu? When nishta pratyaya follows, shuch dhatu will take itagama. Therefore, it is a set dhatu. It is a set dhatu. Nyat pratyaya follows, it will not take kutvam. Suppose to take kutvam by the rule number 2. Suppose to take kutvam by rule number 2, because it is a set dhatu with respect to nishta pratyaya. Therefore, it will not take kutvam. Okay, you understand? Or let me put it in writing. It will one example. This example I will write. Shuch dhatu. This is indirectly saying shuch dhatu is a set dhatu. Shuch dhatu is a set dhatu with respect to nishta pratyaya. With respect to nishta pratyaya. Therefore, it will not take kutvam. Counter. This is a counter example. This is a counter example to not taking kutvam by a vartika. By a vartika, this such dhatu is a set dhatu, but it will not take kutvam. Similarly, another example. Garji dhatu is another counter example. Garji dhatu is kavarga, the direct counter example to the rule number 3. Kavargadi dhatu will not undergo kutvam. Will not undergo kutvam. So Garji dhatu is a Garji dhatu is a set dhatu. Garji dhatu is a set dhatu with respect to Nishta Pratyaya. Garji dhatu is a set dhatu with respect to Nishta Pratyaya. Therefore, even though it is a Kavargadi letter, it will not take Kutvam. Even though it is a Kavargadi, therefore, this is a counter example to this rule. That is, Kavargadi dhatu will not undergo Kutvam. Right? For that is Garji dhatu, which is a set dhatu. Garji dhatu, which is a set dhatu with respect to Nishta Pratyaya. Therefore, it will not take Kuttam. How can you say it will not take Kuttam? It is a set dhatu, fine, but it is a Kavargadi dhatu. It is a Kavargadi. Therefore, it is because it is a Kavargadi. Kavargadi dhatu will not take Kuttam, already we said. Kavargadi dhatu will not take Kuttam. So, and it is by this Vartika also, dhatus which are anit with respect to Nishta Pratyaya, which are anit, Nishta Pratyaya, that alone will take Kuttam. And this Garji dhatu being a set dhatu, and it is a Kavargadi dhatu, therefore it will not take Kuttam. The form would be Garjyam. The form would be Garjyam. These two are the counter example. These two are the counter example to the main rule. That is, the Kuttam will not happen. For that, it is a counter example. Kuttam, which happens by the main rule, that is Chajogo Kukin Yatogo, rule number 2, what I mentioned here. Rule number 2. For that, these two examples are the counter example. Okay. This is a bit confusing. Anyway, fine. This is a point to be, I thought I would say, said this. If doubt is there, you can ask. Or we will...
I have a doubt, but Nyat Pratyaya, why do we call this as Nishta Pratyaya?
No, the rule is given indirectly through Nishta Pratyaya. Okay, that is so. The dhatus which can take Itagama when Nishta Pratyaya, with regard to that, the rule is mentioned. Nishtayam seti iti, the rule is there. The dhatu which takes Itagama when Nishta Pratyaya follows. That dhatu, when this Pratyaya follows, that is how the condition is.
Okay,
that's why I said, that's why in my scribbling also, I wrote everything, but not in a proper way to explain this. So there's a zigzag. That's why there's some confusion also happened. So indirect way. Dhatus which are anit. Anit means anit with respect to Nishta Pratyaya. Okay. Now, in other case, it will be taking Itagama. In other cases, other Pratyayas follow, other Adhudhatuka Valadi Pratyaya follow, it may take Itagama. But with respect to Nishta Pratyaya, if it is anit, then what will happen? Then it will not take Kutvam. That is the rule. That is by not by a rule, that is by a Vartika.
Yeah, understood.
Let me write the Vartika also. Vartikam says, Vartika is addendum to the main rule. This is not important. If we will see this, all these things requires some background. What background? Sutra background. Ishtayam anitaha iti vaktavyam. You will see that in detail later. This is Nishtayam anitaha iti vaktavyam. This is a Vartika to this rule. Kavargadi dhatu not taking Kutvam. Okay, fine. Will not take Kutvam. Therefore, it's a Vartika. Na Kwadehe is there. Na Kwadehe, that is Kavargadi dhatu will not undergo Kuttam. That is the Apavada. That is Apavada to Kuttam happening. Now he says Nishtayam Anitaha also to be told. That is, dhatus which are anit with regard to nishta pratyaya, that will take kutvam. You have to mention that. Therefore, you can take this either this vartika to this kavargadi, or you can take this as a vartika to the rule number 2, where kutvam is ordained. So here the kutvam is ordained. Here this kutvam is ordained. Okay. So here, let me write here. Here kutvam is ordained. Here kutvam is ordained. Therefore, this can be considered as a vartikam. Therefore, this can be considered as a vartika, as an addendum rule or condition to kutva vidhi. Let me put it like that. Kutva vidhi. Kutva vidhi, that is rule number 2. Within bracket I write refer rule number 2. Refer rule number 2. Okay. For which the counter examples are given here. Shuch plus nyat. Is it confusing? I'll explain again. It is confusing. Let me explain this again. This is not a kritya. This is the rules, some of the important rules which are related to kritya. We know this chakara and jakara will be replaced by a corresponding letter when a git or nyat pratyaya follow. This is utsarga. For this only this vartika is the vartika kara. He adds that the dhatus which are anit, jagata nishta, that alone will take kutvam. You have to say. You have to mention, he says. Sutrakara doesn't mention, but Vartikara says. Here, Pach dhatu and all, it is anit dhatu. Rich also anit. That's okay. With dhatus which are set, but with regard to nishta, if it is anit, then it will take kutvam. That only Vartikara says. That you have to mention. That is number 4. Okay. Then apavada to rule number 2 is kavargadi dhatu will not undergo kutvam. That is apavada. Very specifically says dhatu beginning with kavarga letter will not undergo kutvam. That is, if the dhatu ends with jakara or chakara, that will not be replaced by kavarga letter. Apavada. Now this vartika. Vartika is, by vartika, what is ordained? Kutvam is ordained. Vartika provides one more condition. What is that? Dhatus which are anit with respect to nishta pratyaya, that alone will take kutvam. One more condition to be included in rule number 2. This is said by a vartika separately, that is why written separately. Here kutvam is ordained, and therefore this can be considered as an addendum condition. Addendum condition to kutva vidhi. Now shuch dhatu, if you take shuch dhatu is a set dhatu, but with respect to nishta pratyaya, it is anit. Therefore, when you add nyat pratyaya, what will happen? Shuch will become shoch. Shoch plus shochya. It is a set dhatu. It is a set dhatu. Yes. And it is with respect to nishta pratyaya, it is a set dhatu. So such dhatu, it is a set dhatu. Yes, it is a set dhatu with a yes, which is set dhatu. Therefore, it will with respect to nishta pratyaya. With respect to nishta pratyaya, it will take kutvam. Just a minute. 1 minute. Let me check that I myself got some doubt in this. I'll clarify it just a minute. Give me a minute. निष्ठायाम् अनिटः इति वक्तव्यम्. कार्तिकं गर्ज्यं विजय विधिः. निष्ठायाम् अनिटः इति वक्तव्यम्. जस्य जस्य च कुत्वं स्यात् गिति ङति च प्रत्यये परे निष्ठायाम् अनिटः इति वक्तव्यम्. Okay. That is Vartika. They add some more condition for this sutra. Dhatus which are anit will take kutvam. Then garj plus yat. So which is a kakaradi, kavargadi dhatu will not take kutvam. It is
Sharanchi, so it will come only under Kavargadi. Because anyway it is said. So
No,
it will
that's
come under Anit.
1 minute. I'm just to clarify something. That give me a minute. Garj dhatu is a set dhatu. Let me check. Can also check. Garj dhatu. It's a set dhatu. Garj dhatu is a set dhatu. And just a minute. Yeah, Garj dhatu is a set dhatu. And
Also, it will not
it-
take
it-
Kutvam because
it
of
will
that
take-
Nakwa.
It will. Oh, 1 minute. Garj dhatu is a set dhatu. And with respect to Nishtha Pratyaya, it will take Ittagama. Okay, that is sort of a subject. It is a set dhatu. Within bracket, I will write here. Garj dhatu, whose Nishtha form would be Garjita. The form is Garjita. It means it takes Ittagama. Because it is a set dhatu taking Ittagama. Therefore, it will not take Kutvam. Even therefore, it will not take Kutvam. You can straightly say Kavargadi dhatu will not take Kutvam. But by this Vartika, what it says is Garj dhatu in Nishtha Pratyaya when it is not it, when it is not it, that is anit, then only Kutvam happens. But here it takes Ittagama. Therefore, you get the form Garjita. Garjita is a form of the dhatu, Garj dhatu. It means it takes Ittagama. And here what did we say? With respect to Nishtha Pratyaya, it must be anit. Then only it will take Kutvam. Therefore, Garj dhatu doesn't take Ittagama. Sorry, doesn't undergo Kutvam. So this is a counter example. This is a counter example. You understand this? Garj
Come under
dhatu.
Kavarganda. It will come under that only. No,
Yeah, you can say like that. Kavargadi dhatu will not take Kutvam. You can say. You can say apply that rule also. But also by this this Vartikakara also says that which is supposed to take Kutvam. By Apavada, Kavargadi dhatu will not take Kutvam. That is one thing. And also, there is an additional rule is that to Kutva. That is what the rule number 4 says. That is dhatus which are anit with respect to Nishtha Pratyaya. That alone will take Kutvam. This is an additional addendum rule to the main rule. So, and Garj dhatu is a set dhatu with respect to Nishtha Pratyaya. So, therefore, it will not undergo Kutvam. Therefore, the form is Garjyam. Similarly, Shuch dhatu also is a set dhatu with respect to Nishtha Pratyaya. The form is Shuch plus Ta Pratyaya. Will take Ittagama, you get the form Shochita. So this is to show that The Nishta Pratyaya taking, with regard to Nishta Pratyaya, Shuch Dhatu taking Itagama. Therefore, it is not anit. Therefore, what will happen? It will not take Kutvam. Shuch will not become Shuk. The form would be Shocha. That is what it says.
Sharanji, I have one question. This, if
Both are
Pach can,
one minute. Both are counter examples. Okay. Yeah.
if Pach can become Pach before becoming Kutvam, why not Gaj become Gaj if it's Nyat Prachaya?
One minute. Let me first clarify this confusion here, then answer your question. Is this first, is it clear to all of you? The following are the counter examples.
Yes, Ji, clear.
Yes, Sharanji.
Sorry
With
for the
respect to
confusion,
Sich and Gaj,
because
yeah.
I myself got confused here. Just
No,
yes,
it's
Sumati.
clear.
Now
Sumati,
it's
tell me.
clear, Sharanji. Yes, yeah, now it's clear, Sharanji. You have written switch plus ikta. With respect to that, I think now it's clear.
Yeah, with respect to Nishta Pratyaya, Shuch Dhatu taking Itagama, therefore it is a Set Dhatu. Because it is a Set Dhatu, Kuttam will not happen. Only when it is Anit with respect to Nishta Pratyaya, then only Kuttam will happen. Therefore, the form is Shochya. This is one counter example. Similarly for Garj also. Garj plus Ta Pratyaya, Nishta Pratyaya becomes Garjita. Because it is Set with respect to Nishta. Therefore, Kuttam will not apply. Kuttam will apply only when it is Anit with respect to Nishta Pratyaya. That condition is an additional condition to Kuttam happening. That to be noted. So when you see the rule number 2, this is Chakara and Jakara replaced by corresponding letter. This for this rule number 4 also should be applicable. Rule number 4 also should be up. You have to see whether the application of the rule number 4 it should be complied here. So it should, let me write rule number 4, that is the Vartika actually. Rule number 4 is the Vartika should also be applied for Kutvam. So when you refer this rule, remember the rule number 4 also, that is by a Vartika. So Chakara, Jakara will be replaced by a corresponding letter when a Kit or Nit Pratyaya follows, and also when it is Anit with respect to Nishta, then only Kuttam will happen. That is not said in the rule, that is why small confusion. Okay, so therefore here the examples are the counter example where it doesn't happen. Yes. Now ask the question.
Yeah, I understand now. It's not a Atupada. It's a, I see it myself. So please excuse me. Sorry.
That's okay, no problem. Sorry for my creating confusion because this is little tricky.
No, it's clear now.
Okay.
It's clear, Sharanji.
Okay. If you had caused confusion, extremely sorry. This is a bit tricky. Yes.
No,
Anyway.
everything is clear now. You explained well only.
Okay. This if not clear, you ask me. I will send you this. You can read this because while teaching only, I'm typing all these things. Okay. Then the next one. This is also connected to the Kutta Vidhi. So let me explain that also. This is the Kuttam, what you see in the Sapada Saptadhyaya. Not in the Ashtadhyaya. In Ashtadhyaya, one Kuttam is that is main Kuttam. Before that, you have to apply this. Now the next one. This is another specifically given. Let me explain with an example. Okay. Let's take this example. Vraj Dhatu. Vraj Dhatu with Pari Upasarga. Let us take Pari Upasarga. Vraj Dhatu with Pari Upasarga. Vraj Dhatu, what pratyaya it will take? Applying the general rule, it will take Nyat pratyaya, right? So Pari plus Vraj plus Nyat. Now, what will be the form? Pari plus Vraj plus Nyat. Vraj will become Pari plus
Varjaya.
Braj, it will have upada vriddhi, right?
Raj, yeah.
Yeah,
Parivraj first, and then Nyat. Here Kuttam will apply. It will not apply. Here, even though it is Jakara, followed by Nyat Pratyaya, Nit Pratyaya, Kuttam supposed to happen, but it will not apply. You will have Parivrajya. The form would be Parivrajya. Kuttam will not apply. Why it is not applied? Because by a negation. This is also negation to the Kutvam. That is, the dhatus aja, the dhatus aja meaning, you can see the dhatu aja is that gati kshepana yogo. The dhatu artha is gati kshepana yogo, and vraj dhatu, and vraj dhatu ajdhatu gati kshepana yogo, and vraj dhatu will not take kutvam. Will not take kutvam. Dhatu ajdhatu, whose meaning is gati kshepana yogo, and vraj dhatu is, that is also vrajati, the same meaning. Gati arthaka dhatu will not take kutvam. Therefore, pari plus vraj plus nyat will get the form parivrajya. Get the form parivrajya. Okay. Then this is one example. For aj dhatu, let me check the example. Aji vrajyogo. Aji vraji. Kabar adeshara. Nam bhavati. Parivrajyam. Parivrajyam. Okay. Parivrajya. This is Nyat Pratyaya example. This one example is by the Nyat Pratyaya example. Other example we can take. That's what is given in the example also. Ajdhatu with some upasarga. Ajdhatu with some upasarga by adding the Gai Pratyaya. Gai is another Krit Pratyaya. Okay, you will see that Gai. Akartarikarake Sanyaya. That Gai Pratyaya is important Pratyaya. There are again there Utsarga Apavadas are there. You will see that later. Just to know, Gai is a Krit Pratyaya, whose content is Gakara. Sorry, whose content is Akara. After moving the Akara and Gakara, both are ithilate. So content is A only. But here it is Git Pratyaya. Therefore, being Git, what will happen? Some plus Aj will become some plus, okay, some plus before that, some plus this, it's a Git Pratyaya. Therefore, it will cause Upada Vriddhi. Aj will become Aj. And content of Pratyaya is A. Now, because it's a Git Pratyaya, Kutvam supposed to be applied. Yes or no? That's what the rule says, right? In a Git Pratyaya, a Nit Pratyaya follows the Chakara or Jakara, then Kutva Vidhi is applied. Even though here it is a Git, Gakara is a Ita letter. Git Pratyaya follows, but Kutvam will not apply. That is what the rule says, negates only for this two dhatu. Therefore, you have the form Samaja. That is how you get Samaja. The word Samaja is derived from the dhatu Aj, with some upasarga adding Gai Pratyaya. Here, the Kuttam doesn't happen. It doesn't become Samak. Okay. Understand this example?
Yes, yeah.
Samaja, the word is there. Similarly, Parivraja, I took this example of Nyat. You can take this same Gai Pratyaya also you can take. Pari plus vraj plus gai pratyaya. By this, what you get? Gai pratyaya, nakara is iterator, therefore upada vriddhi happens, vraj, and the git, therefore this jakara must be replaced by the kavarga letter, that is kutvam. It will not happen. Therefore, you will have the form pari plus vraj plus a will become paribraja. That is how you get the word paribraja. All these are examples. Example for kutvam not applying. Therefore, this is an exception to kutvam. That is by the rule aji. Aji, very specifically for this two dhatu. Aji vedvascha iti 7360. By the rule, kuttam is negated for this two dhatu, aji dhatu and braj dhatu. All these are some of the kutva related rules. Okay, not connected to the kritya. Is it clear, this rule?
Yes, dear.
Okay, this is all. Let's add some additional information. It will be useful later. If not now, immediately, you will see the application of these rules will be in the later classes. Now, coming back to the kritya. Now, this what Lataji asked. This pach dhatu, what pratyaya it will take? Is a nyat pratyaya, right?
Yep.
The form would be pachyam, right? The form would be pachyam. Okay,
No, ji, pakyam.
pakyam, yes, it gets pakyam. Now it will take pachyam. Pachyam also. How it comes, we'll see. Pach plus nyat. One is we applied by the kutta vidhi you applied. Now kutta vidhi is negated. Okay, this also connected to this kritya karya only. Kutta vidhi only. Let me put it here. Pach plus nyat. What will happen? Pach. Pach plus yeah. Here we have applied kutta vidhi. Chakara replaced by, because nit pratyaya follows. Nit pratyaya did two things. One is upada vriddhi, and second one, this chakara and jakara will be replaced by corresponding karga. Both it can do. By that we saw it is becomes pakya. Now I'm saying can be pachya also. It can be pachya. How we get pachya? Now this nyat pratyaya, when it is added in the sense of avashyaka, avashyakarte. When it is added in the sense of avashyakarte, then what will happen? Then kuttam will not happen. This is connected to both kritya as well as kutta, connected to both the vidhis. So that's why this is also apavada to kuttam. This is number 5. This is number 6. Number 6, that is in the avashyakarte. That is when the nit pratyaya, is added in the sense of avashyakarte. Added in the sense of avashyakam would be better. Added in the sense of avashyakam. Then what happens? Then kuttam will not apply. Then kutva vidhi or kuttam will not apply. This is by the rule nya avashyake. This is also apavada to the kutva vidhi 7365. Here pach plus nyat, instead of becoming pakya, it will become pachya. So here it is avashyakarte, that which must be cooked, necessarily be cooked. That is the meaning. So therefore, Pakya also is there, Pachya also is there. When it is Pakya, it is not Avashyakarte. If it is Pachya, then the meaning is Avashyakarte. Understand? Similarly, another example where this will not happen. What will happen to Vach Dhatu? What pratyaya it will take? Vach. We have seen this also in previous class. Vach will take what pratyaya?
Yat.
It is Nyat pratyaya because it is Alanta, right? Alanta will take Nyat
Yeah.
pratyaya. So by that, what form we got previously?
Pratyaya.
Vakya. The form is Vakya, right? Sentence, Vakya. Vach will become Vach. Vach will become Vakya. The same, I think we would have seen this before. Examples can check previously. Under what this Rikaranta and Halanta taking Yat Pratyaya there. This example you would have seen. Not this one. Taking Yat Pratyaya.
We took Pattan.
We saw
Pacharati.
vad dhatu.
Pattu only
Vad.
Patta. We saw
Ah.
Pattan. Pach.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
pat we saw.
So this also you can take. Vacha will becoming Vakya. This is Vach Dhatu taking Yat Pratyaya becomes Vach. Then Vach will become Vakya. That is one thing. Now, here what we are saying is Vach Dhatu in the sense of Avashyaka. Avashyakarte, Vach will become Vach. Vach plus Ya. Then becomes Vachya. Here becomes Vachyam. Vachyam is Avashyakarte. The sense of Avashyakarte, Uttam will not apply. The form would be Vachya. So there is a difference in the application of rule when with regard to the different the meaning. Different for different shades of meaning, the different rules are applied. So these are some of the rules which you have to note, where the application of this Kuttam depends on the meaning. Not only Kuttam, even the Nyat Pratyaya also. Even the Kritya Pratyaya also. Kritya Pratyaya also, it is application of that depends on what it means. So we have seen that Uvarnanta Dhatu in the Avashyakarte, Uvarnanta Dhatu generally taking this Yat Pratyaya, but Avashyakarte it will take Nyat Pratyaya. So it depends on the meaning. So similarly here also, in the application of Kuttam also, this depends on what it means. Accordingly, Kuttam is either ordained or negated. Okay, understand this Vidhi. This is also related to Kuttam. Any doubt in this? Then,
No, sure.
No,
number 7. This is also Apavada. All these are Apavada to Kutta Vidhi. So we can see Kuttam how much important it is. Many places it comes. There are many Apavadas to this, the main Kutta Vidhi. One is Kavargadi Dhatu will not take Kuttam. That is number 1. Then the Dhatus which are anit with respect to Nishtha Pratyaya, that alone will take Kuttam. If it is said, then it will not take Kuttam. That is understood by Vartika. Then this Ajdhatu, Vrajadhatu, which we have seen, that will not take Kuttam. Then this Nyat Pratyaya added to the Dhatu only in the Avashyakarte. In the Anavashyakarte, then only it will take Kuttam. Avashyakarte, it will not take Kuttam. Now the next one. All these are Apavada. The next Apavada is, there are some Dhatus listed out which will not take Kuttam. So Kutta Vidhi is intrinsically connected to this Krityas. because kritya, this nyat and yat are added to dhatus ending with this chavarga letter. Therefore, the application of kuttam, whether it is ordained or not, for that we need to know all these rules, utsarga pavadas. Now, yach dhatu, yach plus what pratyaya it will take? Yach is yach dhatu. Yach dhatu will take the what pratyaya? It is halanta.
Yeah.
It will take nyat pratyaya. So what will be the form? Yach will become upada vriddhi will happen, becomes yaj. Yaj plus ya. Now you can just think, just common sense. Can it be yakya? Kuttam can happen. Yakya, we have not heard such word at all. We have not heard such word yakya and all. It must be yajya. Yajya is yajana yogya. Yajya is yajana yogya or yajana argha, and that meaning. Yajya, or that must be offered, that must be yaj means to worship, that must be worship, yajya, that is the meaning. So here also yaj dhatu will not take kutvam. Another example, nyat, yach plus nyat, yach, yachane, will it take kuttam? If you take kuttam, you will have the form yakya. So that is also not the form. Yachya is the right form. Here also kuttam doesn't happen. Then rich dhatu plus nyat. What will happen? Rich. Ru will become, it is upada letter. Therefore, ru will become ar. Arch. Archya. The form is archya. The form is archya. Archya. That will not take kuttam. Ruch dhatu. All these dhatus you can see ending with chakara, jakara. Ruch dhatu plus nyat. What will happen? Ru will become ro. Roch. Rochya. Rochya or rochiam. Napumsakalinga, rochiam. You can note all these are declinable. Right? So these dhatus will not take kutvam. Will not take kutvam. So therefore, there is a rule, that is the dhatus yaj, then yach, ruch, then what is the rule? Yaja 7366. Let me check the rule. 7366. Yaja, Raja, Rucha, then just a minute. Oh, one I have missed it. Yaja, Raja, then pra upasarga vach dhatu. That I missed it. I'll write example for that. Then rich dhatu. These dhatus will not take kutva. Will not take kutva. So yach dhatu becomes yajya, yach becomes yachya, ruch becomes rochya, and pra plus vach dhatu. Vach dhatu already we have seen. Vach with taking nyat pratyaya becomes vachya. Here that is vach dhatu avashyakarte vachya. Now with the pra upasarga, it is pra upasarga, no meaning given. Vach avashyakarte not mentioned. And whatever may be, with the pra upasarga is said, then what will happen? It becomes pravachya. That will not take kutvam, pravachya. Okay. So these are the dhatus. These are the dhatus will not take kutvam. Okay. Then here this is the rule by rule number 73766. I will type the rule. It will be useful. Just a minute. This is by the rule 7366. To this rule, there is a Vartika also. The Vartika says Tyaj dhatu also can be added. Tyaj dhatu, which is not listed. So you can add Tyaj dhatu also, he says. Tyaj plus Nyat will become Tyaj, Tyajya. The form would be Tyajya. That Tyaj dhatu is not there in the list. Tyaj dhatu is not in the list. You can see Yaja, Yaja, then Ruch, then Pra, Vacha, Vach dhatu, then Archa. That is Ru. Archa is Ru. These are the dhatus. Here, Tyaj is not there. Tyaj also can be included. That is the Vartika. Tyaj. So, Vartika says, Tyajehe Upasankyanam. Tyajehe Upasankyanam. Tyaj dhatu also can be included. That's by Vartika. Therefore, you get the form. Tyajya. Then this is Apavada. Then the next one, all these are Apavada to the Kuttam Vidhi. The next one is number 8. These are very specific, but let me tell this also, because many Apavadas we are dealing with. The next one is, this is for, okay. One minute, let me see that. Very specifically, next one, with the pra upasarga yuj dhatu. With the pra upasarga yuj dhatu, with the ni upasarga yuj dhatu. With the pra upasarga or ni upasarga yuj dhatu ending with jakara. So when Nyat Pratyaya follows, what will happen? Uttam, supposed to happen, but will not happen. So pra plus yuj plus Nyat Pratyaya. Similarly, ni plus yuj plus Nyat Pratyaya. Yuj will become yoj plus ya. And here pra ni plus yuj will become yoj plus ya. Kuttam will not happen. This is very specifically for the pra upasargika, ni upasargika yuj dhatoho, kuttam na bhavati. So pra yojya, the form would be prayojya. Similarly, the here would be niyojya. Prayojya, niyojya. In what meaning? That is also important. Prayojya and niyojya will not take kutvam in the sense of possibility, shakyarte. So I will write here. This pra upasarga, pra atava ni upasargika yuj dhatu will not take kutvam in the sense of possibility. In the sense of possibility is the shakyarte. Shakyarte, it will not take kutvam. That is specifically said by the sutra prayojya niyojyau shakyarte iti 7368. By this, kutvam is denied. So prayojya, niyojya, the form is okay. Then the next one, another exception. All these are kutva exception. The next exception is bujidatu. Bujidatu, what pratyaya it will take? Nyat. So what will be the form buj plus nyat? Buj is, what is the meaning of buj? Buj is
Bhoktavya,
bhojane. Buj is bhojane, to eat, right?
to eat.
Bhakshe. If you can see the dhatu kosha, bhaksh, that buj in the sense of bhaksh, that is adane, to eat. What will be the form? Buj plus nyat. It will become, bu will become bo. Then boj plus, yeah. Then what will happen? It is bogya or bojya, which is correct. Bojya is correct. Bojya is that which is eaten. That is called which is eaten. Past. This is that which is eaten or that which should be eaten. That is the meaning. So buj dhatu in the sense of bhakshye, the sense of eating. See, eating is physically, it is eating, literal action of eating. Boga Vishaya also eating only, experiencing boga. That is also from the bujidatu only. That is different. You see the difference. Bujidatu with the nyat pratyaya, not in the sense of eating. What will happen? Buj will become boj. Boj plus, yeah. Then here, not in the sense of eating, it is in the sense of experience. Boga, right? There it will become gakara. This kuttam will happen, becomes bogya vastu we say. So that is the difference. This becomes bogya. You can see the difference between these two. This is in the sense, bojya is the sense of that which is eaten. Physically, it is literally eating. That which is eaten denotes the karma, or that which should be eaten also. That meaning also we can take. Here, bogya is that which is experienced. That which is experienced. So here it is, will take kuttam. But when it is in the sense of eating, it will not take kuttam. That is the exception. That exception number 9. So buj dhatu, very specifically, buj dhatu in the sense of adane or bhakshye. Bhakshye is equal to adane. If you see bhaksh dhatu, you given, you see the meaning. Adane is eating. Adane will not take kutvam. Counter example is, this is a counter example. This counter example is in the sense of experience, this will take kutvam. Is it clear?
Yes, Jia.
Yes, sure, yes, sure.
Okay. Now, one in between one I left it. That also I will do it. This is by the, within bracket I will write the rule. Those who know the rule, they can check that. Bojyam. Bojyam. Bhakshye is a rule. 7369. By that rule, this bhakshyarte, that is in the bhojan, that eating, the sense of eating, this buj dhatu will not take kuttam. This is number 9. I said I will make it as a 10. In between one I have to insert. What is that? Number 9. Number 9 is number 9. That is this vach dhatu. this vach dhatu, what happens? Vach dhatu, already we have seen this vach many times before. Vach plus nyat pratyaya. Kim bhavati?
That's Vakya.
That is vakya we have seen,
Okay.
right? That's what we're going to see there. What happens? This is vach plus nyat becomes vakya, right? That's this vakya. Then the same vach plus nyat will become vachya also. Vachya means that which should be said. That is called vachya. So now this vachya and vakya, between these two, you see the difference. That is, this vakya is a sanya. Vakya is a sanya. It's a name. It's a name given to the set of words, right? It's a name given to the set of the words. It's a name. It's a sanya. Vakya is a sanya. It's a name given to the set of words. That only make vakya means sentence. What is a vakya? Ekating vakyam. Vakyam is that which must have a one kriya padam. Then only it is a vakyam. Even a mere kriya padam is also in Saṃskṛtam, it is vakyam. Patati, when you say, you understand saha patati. Somebody patati, saha patati, asa patati, whatever it may be. Ekating vakyam. Ekating vakyam means vakyam, a sentence must have one thing. So vakyam is a sanya, the name given to the set of words which make a sentence. The name given to a set of words which makes a sentence. Vakyam is a given. Now this vach dhatu, ashabda sanyayam. Ashabda sanyayam, not in the sense of, not in the meaning of sanya. Not in the sense of sanya, then this vach dhatu will not take kutvam. Ashabda sanyayam. Shabda sanya is the name of the name given to the set of words which form a sentence. Now, not in the meaning of a sentence. That is not in a sanya, sanyarte, not in the meaning of a sanya. So, but the vach dhatu, now the vach dhatu, here vach dhatu has become, here vach dhatu has taken kuttam. So let me write like this. Here vach dhatu has taken kuttam. Therefore, we have formed vakya. Therefore, vakya meaning, vakyam meaning a sentence. And a sentence must necessarily have a thing. That is a definition. In the Balurama, the Tika, it is given ekating vakyam, must have a kriyapada. Now, what is that what is that I'm saying? Now, this not in the sense of vakya. So I'm going to give not in the above given meaning. Not in this sense. Not in this sense, it's not in this above given meaning. Not in the above mentioned meaning. That is not referring to a sanya, shabda sanya. Then what happens? This vach dhatu, this vach dhatu will not take kutvam. Will not take kutvam. So vakyam is a sanya. If it is not referring to a sanya, then vach dhatu will not take kutvam. Vach plus nyat pratyaya. Being halanta, therefore it takes nyat pratyaya. What will happen? Vach plus nyat, vach will become vach. Vach plus yeah. Then you get what you get? Vachya. The form is Vachya. Vachya is not a Sanya. Vachyam. Vachyam is that which must be said. That is the meaning. That is not a Sanya. So therefore, here Kutvam doesn't happen. The meaning of Vachya is that which must be said. Opposite of that, Avachya, Navachya, Avachya, that we have seen. Avachya Vadan, Sabhavun Vadishyanti, Tavagitaha in the Gita. Navachyam, Avachyam. The meaning of Avachyam is, that is incidental. Let me write that also. Navachyam, Avachyam. It is an Tatpurusha Samasa. Navachyam, Avachyam. It means blameworthy. The meaning is blameworthy. Here you see the Nanj, the Vachyam, here Kuttam has not happened. It is not Avakyam. It is not Avakyam, it is Avachyam, because it is not referring to the Shabda Sanya. It is referring to that which should not be said, that which must be said, or which should not be said. In that case, this Bachadhatu will not take Kutvam. So this is also given as a rule. Vachaha. Vachaha Ashabda Sanyaya. Ashabda Sanyaya. This is 7.367. Okay. So this is already I have told this Vachdhatu, taking this. This is rule is given. 7.367. Vachaha Ashabda Sanyayam will not take Kuttam. Kuttam is denied. Okay. So I think with this Kutta rule is summarized. So let me quickly summarize from this Kuttam alone, from the beginning. This first rule is, there's a different rule. This is the main Kutva rule. This to be, you have to understand or know this along with the Vartika. Chakara and Jakara will be replaced by a corresponding Kavarga letter, that is Kakara or Gakara, respectively, when a Git or Nyat Pratyaya follows. Git is important. Git is the Krit Pratyaya, Gai and all, Git Pratyaya. Nyat Pratyaya is specifically this Nyat Pratyaya, not Nit Pratyaya, it is Nyat Pratyaya. If you say Nit Pratyaya, then Nich also is there, then Ning also is there. We are not talking about those Pratyaya, very specifically Nyat Pratyaya. Nyat or Git Pratyaya. The Chajogo, Kugin, Yatoho is there. Nyat is there here. You can see Nyat. So when this applies, then Kutta Vidi will apply. But here the important Vartika says, the Sutrakara has not mentioned, that's why Vartika Kara has said that rule number 4 should also apply for Kuttam. That is, those dhatus which are anit with respect to Nishta, that alone will take Kuttam. That is what rule number 4 says. That we have seen. And number 3, if the dhatu begins with Kavarga letter, then it will not take Kuttam. Apavada. It is Apavada. Then the next one. Dhatus which are anit with respect to Nishta Pratyaya alone will take Kuttam. Therefore, which are said with respect to Nishta Pratyaya, that will not take Kuttam. For that, examples are given. That's I already explained that. Please check that. And number 5, Ajidhatu and Vraj will not take Kuttam. Specifically for these two dhatu will not take Kuttam. I given some example with the Gai Pratyaya also. So here it's a general rule. So whether it is whatever may be the Pratyaya you add, Nyatar Gai, Ajay and Vraj will not take Kuttam. Then number 6, when Nit Pratyaya is added in the sense of Avashyakarte, then Kuttam will not apply. So example, Pach and Vach. In the Avashyakarte, Kuttam will not apply. Then the Yaj, Yaj, Ruch, and Vach Dhatu with the Upasarga Pra and Ruch Dhatu will not take Kuttam. All these are Chavarganta Dhatu, that will not take Kuttam. In this, Tej Dhatu is not listed, therefore Vartika Kara says Tej also to be, it is not Tvajege, it is Tejege. Tyaj dhatu, tyaj, tyage. The dhatu also should be listed, he says. So that list is given, you can see. Then pra or ni upasargika yuj dhatu will not take kutvam. What specifically? The sense of possibility. The sense of possibility, this will not take kutvam. It means in other sense it can take. That's what it means. Prayojya, niyujya. The number 9. Vakya is a name, is a sanya. It's a name given to the set of words which make a sentence. Not in that meaning. If any other meaning, not in the above mentioned meaning, then what will happen? This vach dhatu will not take kutvam. That is why we saw the word vach also before, not taking kutvam. That doesn't mean the vakya. There also it means that which must be said. So that's why in the bracket I given that which must be said. Na vachyam avachyam. It is negative, blameworthy. That is the meaning. Then bhuj dhatu. Bhuj dhatu in the sense of eating. That will not take kutvam. So bhuj becomes bhojya. Whereas in the sense of experience, it will take kutvam. Therefore becomes bhogya, bhogya vishaya. So these are some of the kutva related vidhi. Most of the rules I think we have covered here, kutva related. All these are connected to the kritya pratyas. Therefore, we have to cover this. Unless we know this, then we cannot derive the form of the krityas. When you are interested in doing yat and kyap pratyaya, we have to know. Now, the kyap pratyaya, that we have not seen. That we will see in the next class. So yat pratyaya, we have seen the rules related to yat pratyaya, rules, and that is utsarga and apavada. Similarly, the utsarga apavada related to nyat pratyaya. Then kyap pratyaya is left out. That is only one pratyaya left out. That we will do. That we will do in the next class. If you have any doubts, you can please ask. I will stop here. Any doubts?
No, ji.
You have to go through this document, then
No,
only you
sure,
will
yeah.
understand. Okay. I'll send you this document, go through this. If doubts are there, you ask me in the next class to clarify it. This is a summary of the whole Kritya. Okay, the whole Kritya, only this much. The Sutra Pata also, there are about maybe 30, 40 sutras are there. So everything is summarized here. Okay, we'll stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. If you had caused any confusion, Kshamitam, I will send you the document. Please go through that. Doubts are there, please ask me in the next class. Right?
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
Shanti.
ಶರಣಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಪದವಿಶರಣಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣಜಿ.
ಒಂದು ನರೇನ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.